Hey guys, what's up? It's Clutch Films. I'm pretty much just going to be recording for you guys the cheapest and the prices of all the Eastern Conference teams due to 2020 team collections and my team, because a lot of you guys are trying to get tokens right now. So this is going to be the video to show you guys the cheapest collections and which ones you should go out and get. And just a quick disclaimer, I recorded this video pretty late at night and prices vary a lot on these silvers. So if you get them like in the middle of the day or as people go off school, of course the prices are going to be cheaper. But I went out and I think I recorded the prices down around like 10:30 on a school night. So of course the market's going to have less cards. Some people's prices are a lot higher on this than they should be. Like, keep in mind the Wizards, Mortiz Wagner, I have him at 10 to 40k. Normally goes for like 4 to 5k, but at the time of recording it was 10 to 40k, and that was the first time I ever looked them up. So just letting you guys all know, if you guys like these videos, please leave a like and subscribe. 10 likes and I post the Western Conference tomorrow. Again, thanks for watching. Hey guys, the first team we're going to do in alphabetical order, no spoilers, not telling you guys what the cheapest are. You guys are just going to have to watch the full video. I know, it's evil, but I want you guys to watch the full video because I need you guys to check out all these teams, because again, these prices are going to change. And if you get a lucky snipe, you might want to look at this team collection. So to start with, we got the 76ers. Their total cost is 55 to 60k. Honestly, having a lot of emeralds in their collection made them kind of cheap at first, but as you're going to see, they had a lot of silvers, as in Zaire Smith and Shake Milton, who are both around 7 to 8k, and they're the most expensive cards. So if you guys can get your hands on these guys and a couple of the other silvers, then maybe it's worth doing this collection. But again, the collection is 55, 60k. Again, varies what time of day it is, and if you get any snipes or pull these cards out of packs. Okay guys, the next team is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. Honestly, all around, they're a really cheap team. So if you guys got Giannis, go ahead and do this team collection. It is a 96 to about 110,000 MT to do this collection. But again, if you have that Giannis, the collection's worth doing. Because of the price of Giannis, all the silvers have dropped in price. So also make sure you're not thinking that you're sniping these cards for 2 to 3k, because that's what some of these silvers in this collection are going for. Another one to look for is sometimes Antetokounmpo's brother is actually varies in price depending on what time of day it is. So that bronze is also worth going after. But again, collection looks like it's high cost, but if you have Giannis or you wanted Giannis anyways, then maybe this collection's for you. Okay guys, next team is the Chicago Bulls. This is actually the only team in the East I have completed right now. And they were pretty cheap, honestly, at 49 to 55,000. With probably the only player that I really had to reach for was Tomas Satoransky. I think I pronounced that right, but he was 67k. I got him for 5k, and I felt like that was somewhat of a snipe, so I went ahead and finished the team collection. The silvers in this collection are super expensive. I also just now realized that Langston, I don't remember. No, it's Antonio Blankney. Yeah, he's the silver in the bottom left corner, and I've noticed the bottom left corner being the most expensive for some reason. But he's also very expensive, so you can get a snipe on him. You can. I was in a rush. I bought him for 7k. Kind of regret it now, but honestly, sometimes these silvers you just can't get snipes on unless you get really lucky, or you get them on a bid. Okay, so the next team we got up is the Cleveland Cavaliers. They are the cheapest team right now to do in the East, as long as you're not getting snipes on cards, because then that just changes everything. Also, Triple Threat does give you Eastern and Western Conference packs. I pulled Steph Curry in it. And players like that can make team collections way cheaper to do. But in the Cavs, their most expensive players are Kevin Porter Jr. and Dylan Windler. And with this team collection only being 45 to 55k, I would recommend, if you guys can get snipes on these guys, it'd be worth doing this collection. Because again, they only have a few players that are crazy expensive. And I think I actually missed one of the guys on the bottom. But again, that bottom left corner, guys, I don't know who chose that in the pack luck, but the bottom left corner is almost always the most expensive player in the team. So check that out, and if you got that player, it might be worth you doing if there's no true superstar on that team. Okay, so next up, we got the Boston Celtics. They're 53 to 58k. You know, with the emeralds and sapphires in the lineup, they actually aren't that expensive on the top. It's just the fact that they got a lot of silvers. A lot of teams don't even have bronze this year, which is jacked up team collection prices, and I don't know if that's 2K's method, or maybe they just think the players are better nowadays. But you do have players like Sime Ajole. I don't know how to pronounce his name for sure. If you guys know how, let me know in the comments, because I've wanted to know this for 2 years. And then also Carson Edwards. They were both about the 7 to 8k range, and they will set you back. And I mean, Sime was a bronze last year you could pick up for like 500 MT. So this team collection, again, like you pick up a couple silvers on snipes, it's worth doing. I'm kind of upset they don't have Taco Fall slipping in there in that 15th spot. But hey, again, here's another one of your team collections. Next up, we got the Atlanta Hawks, another roughly cheap collection to do. Their expensive players are DeAndre Bembry and Kevin Huerter, and they're only 67,000. And they only have one bronze, and you usually can get them around 1 to 1,500 MT. So this collection is actually a very good one to do. Also, because if your team's not super stacked, Trae Young and John Collins are both great players, so you could use them on your team. So that is also a plus. And again, like if you guys don't know this, the first Eastern Conference team you do, you get 20 tokens for doing that. And then in your lifetime agenda, you get another 20 tokens. So it's like getting 40 tokens for one team collection. So that's another thing to look out for when you do your first collection. Next up, we got the Miami Heat. Now they're 53 to 56K. They only have one real star player on their team right now, it's Jimmy Butler, and he's roughly cheap because he's just a sapphire. So the only players you really need to look out for is Dion Waiters, Tyler Herro, and Kezi Okpala. Again, not really sure if I pronounce this guy's name. They all go for like 9 to 10,000. So I would recommend staying away from this collection, even though the rest of the team looks cheap. It's probably going to kill you guys a little bit inside, spending 10K on a silver. So don't do this team collection till later, even though they're probably on the cheaper side. Because honestly, you're only going to be using Jimmy Butler in this team anyways. Okay, now we got the Charlotte Hornets. Do not do this team collection until these prices drop. I am telling you guys right now, Nicholas Batum's the most expensive card, and their best player on their team is Terry Rozier. And if you guys are using Terry Rozier, you need to stop right now. Go to the auction house, look up someone like De'Aaron Fox. Heck, I mean, go look up Lonzo or Derrick Rose. They're all better cards than Terry Rozier. So there's no reason to use anyone on this Hornets team right now. The team's trash. The collection's 60 to 70K. That's a lot right now. And their silvers aren't even fun silvers to use. So why spend 7 to 8,000 MT on silver? Okay, now we got the Knicks. They're 55 to 62K. They're probably on the cheaper side of most teams. And they only really have one expensive player, and it's Damian Dotson. Because the other silvers next to him, I think you can get for cheaper. And if you guys haven't noticed yet, there is that trend. Bottom left corner, always most expensive. The Knicks have a lot of golds. And a lot of golds go for 1K. Now RJ Barrett, you can sneak a snipe in. Don't look at that 2K and be like, oh, 2K is a little much for a gold. Believe me, you'll get them for 1,000 if you look hard enough. And a lot of these silvers, again guys, don't just snag the first one you see. Wait a little bit and you'll find someone you want to pay for. Okay, now the Orlando Magic, 67 to 81K. There is the issue where Mo Bamba, I don't know if it's because I record late at night. I haven't checked this price since like getting all the numbers for these guys. But Mo Bamba was going for 20 to 30K at the time. That is ridiculous. And that only puts their team collection around 67 to 81K, which is still roughly cheap. But Wesley Iwundo and MCW are both in that 10K range, which is why, again, I say you just don't touch this collection. Nikola Vucevic is probably the only one you're going to use. And there's no reason to do a whole team collection based off of 1,000 MT Sapphire Center, when there also are better Sapphire Centers to do. And once you do your first team collection, you'll probably be close to the Sapphire board. And I like guys like Mearson, Mutombo, and McGee over Vucevic. So that's just a little helpful hint from me. And until Mo Bamba's prices drop, I can't tell anyone they should go out and do this collection. Okay, so we got the Nets. The Nets are easily the most expensive on this side of the conference in NBA, and you know why. It's because they have Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Now, Kyrie's the second most expensive player on this team, and he's only 6K. So their collection is still 89 to like 110K, depending on what you can get KD for. But like I was saying, if you already have KD, you pull KD, and you want to keep Kevin Durant on your team, you might as well do his collection, because once you subtract KD away, you're talking almost less than 30K with some lucky snipes to finish this whole collection, which actually would make this the cheapest collection outside of Kevin Durant. So I think it's a good collection to go for if you want to buy Kevin Durant already, because hey, you also get Kyrie, you get some goals budget centers, and the team's just cheap otherwise. I mean, even the silvers are only 2 or 3K. It's like the Bucks all over again. Okay guys, we're almost done. Now we got the Indiana Pacers. Their team collection doesn't look expensive on the top, because again, they're one of those top heavy teams, and honestly, unless you're an amethyst, you're only going to be worth about 1,000 to 5,000 MT. and that's only if you're a Ruby, and you're a fun Ruby to play with. So this team collection comes out to 55, 63. You know, you're probably going to be around the 60K range. And they have players like Justin Holiday, Edmund Summer, and a couple other silvers that are going to be pushing around 8K each. And I mean, Victor Oladipo is the best player on this team. I liked playing with him, but there's better cards. That Jimmy Butler is a better card. So again, don't do this team collection unless you get some lucky silver pulls. I mean, there is plenty of silvers on the team that are going to set you back a good amount of MT. But if you gotta do a team collection, again, they aren't that far off from being one of the cheaper. Okay, next up, Detroit Pistons, 55 to 60K. They got Blake Griffin, they got Andre Drummond, budget big men, great players except for the Blake Griffin like 52 3-pointer. Again, I don't know what 2K20 did with some of these cards. They threw on some ratings to keep them from being too high of overalls, which is okay, but can't you guys just mess around with intangibles instead of giving guys crap mid-ranges when Blake can shoot a mid-range? But their most expensive card's Bruce Bowen, puts their team collection around 55, 60K. But let's say you snipe that Bruce Bowen for like 4K, 3K. Someone thinks he's just a normal silver. You're down the 40K range, just do the collection. I mean, why not? Everyone else is cheap. Bruce Bowen and a couple other silvers are a little bit, but I mean, that's nothing compared to most teams. So I think you guys should do this one if you guys can get your hands on a Bowen. Okay, now we got the Toronto Raptors, the NBA champions. Yeah, they don't have Kawhi anymore. So there goes that big price. Siakam's the best player at 2,000 MT, puts their price around 70-ish thousand. They do have players though like Matt Thomas and other silvers that are going to put you back a lot. There's a couple silvers, and again, I don't know if it's because of time recording or if these silvers just go for that much, but there's about 3 guys that may put you back 10K and a couple that are going to be falling just short. So I'd say stay away from this collection too. But if it's one of the last ones you gotta do, it's not that bad price-wise. Okay, we got the last one, the Washington Wizards. Don't worry, you guys are almost done listening to me. It's all good. So again, here's the Mortis Wagner I warned you guys about in the intro. I have him at 10 to 40K, guys. He's 3 to 4K. So if we knock that down, guys, we're talking this team collection is like 55 to 60K. That's nothing. Again, because you only got a few silvers that are worth a lot, and you get Bradley Beal and John Wall, and I'm kind of upset they got rid of dynamic duos, because guys like him and Wall and Beal, Thompson and Curry, they were fun to play with, the dynamic duos at the start of the year, and they also helped you kind of stay competitive later on in the year. But this collection, I mean, when you're only talking 55, 60K, puts it down in one of the cheaper collections, so try to ignore that 61 to 93K. That's on my bad for recording too late at night. But if you guys like this video, please click the like button, please subscribe, and I'm going to keep bringing you guys my Team Park videos for the rest of the year.